start my reading practice from the book Can't Hurt Me, and I will start this chapter. What if? And here I am. Before the race even kicked off, I knew I was fucked. In 2014, the National Park Service would not approve the traditional Badwater course, so Chris Costman redrew the map. Instead of starting in Death Valley National Park and running 42 miles through the hottest desert on the planet, it would launch further upcountry at the base of a 22-mile climb. That was not my problem. It was the fact that I toed the line 11 pounds over my usual race weight and had gained 10 of those pounds in the previous 7 days. I was not a fat ass. To the average I looked fit, but Badwater was not an average race to run and finish strong. My condition needed to be tip top, and I was far from it. Whatever was happening to me came as a shock because after 2 years of substandard running, I thought I had gotten my powers back. The previous January, I had won a 100-kilometer glacial trail race called Frozen Otter. It was not as hard as the Hurt 100, but it was close. Set in Wisconsin, just outside Milwaukee, the course laid out like a lopsided figure eight, with the start finished at the center. We passed it between the two loops, which enabled us to stock up on food and other necessary supplies from our cars and stuff them into our packs with our emergency supplies. The weather can turn evil out there, and race organizers compiled a list of necessities we were required to have on us at all times so we wouldn't die of dehydration, hypothermia, or exposure. The first lap was the larger loop of the two, and when we set off, the temperature was sitting at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Those trails were never plowed. In some places, snow piled into drifts. In others, the trails seemed purposefully glazed with slick ice, which presented a problem because I was not wearing boots or trail shoes like most of my competitors. I laced up my standard running shoes and tucked them into some cheap ass crampons, which theoretically were supposed to grip the ice and keep me upright. Well, the ice won that war and my crampons snapped off in the first hour. Nevertheless, I was leading the race and breaking trail in an average of 6 to 12 inches of snow. In some places, the drifts were piled much higher. My feet were cold and wet from the starting gun, and within 2 hours they felt frozen through, especially my toes. My top half was not faring much better. When you sit in below freezing temperature, salt on your body chafed the skin. My underarms and chest were cracking raspberry red. I was covered in rashes. My toes hurt with every step. But none of that registered too high on my pain scale because I was running free. For the first time since my second heart surgery, my body was beginning to put itself back together. I was getting 100% of my oxygen supply like everyone else. My endurance and strength were next level, and though the trail was a slippery mess, my technique was dialed in too. I was way out front and stopped at my car for a sandwich before the last 22-mile loop. My toes throbbed with evil pain. I suspected they were frostbitten, which meant I was in danger of losing some of them, but I did not want to take off my shoes and look. Once again, doubt and fear were popping in my brain, reminding me that only a handful of people had ever finished the frozen otter, and that no lead was safe in that kind of cold. Weather, more than any other variable, can break a motherfucker down quick. But I did not listen to any of that. I created a new dialogue and told myself to finish the race strong and worry about amputated toes at the hospital after I was crowned champion. I ran back onto the course. A blast of sun had melted some of the snow earlier in the day, but the cold wind iced up the trail nicely. As I ran, I flashed to my first year at Hurt 100 and the great Karl Meltzer. Back then, I was a plodder. I hit the turf with my heel first and peeling the muddy trail with the entire surface area of my foot increased my odds of slipping and falling. Thank you. That's it for the day.